Every time I return home, I spray alcohol at the front door. Before the last ray of sunlight disappears, I seal the doors and windows with 6 cm thick steel plates, but I still dare not let my guard down. Every night, I sleep in the bathtub with my gun and Sam. This is the only place where we can feel a little safe. The world has been completely destroyed by the virus. Humans and animals have mutated. They have all become monsters that fear sunlight and have devoured the remaining humans. But I am still alive, one of the few with immunity. I always believe I am not alone. Therefore, every day I walk through the city streets with Sam, hoping to find other survivors. But all I find are empty streets. No signs of life, only me and those nighttime monsters. Sometimes I talk to mannequins, not because I'm crazy, but because the silence is suffocating. My name is Robert Neff. I'm a biologist. I've been using my blood to develop a virus vaccine. But today's experiment made a huge breakthrough. An infected mouse returned to normal. This discovery thrilled me, so I decided to proceed with the next phase of the experiment as soon as possible. I used my own blood as bait, quickly succeeded in capturing a female monster. The monsters that followed seemed to have a complex relationship with her. They seemed to be protecting her. Fortunately, the sunlight prevented them from getting close. I brought the monster to the lab and began human trials, but the vaccine had no effect. She began struggling and screaming like the other monsters. I had no choice but to inject her with a sedative and lock her in an isolation room, but I didn't realize this would bring me great disaster. The next day, I searched for survivors as usual, but I saw a strange scene. The mannequins in the store were standing in the middle of the street. I panicked because this was impossible. I instinctively pulled the trigger. The mannequins immediately fell to the ground, but it was too late because it was a trap. I hit my head and quickly lost consciousness. When I woke up, the sun was about to set. Once darkness fell over the city, the monsters would emerge. So I struggled to cut the rope, but when I landed, I accidentally stabbed my thigh with the knife. I screamed, and my voice echoed throughout the city. Then I saw the monster release the infected dogs. The sunlight was my only protection, but it was fading quickly. I forced myself to retreat despite the pain, trying to reach for the handgun on the seat. As the last ray of sunlight disappeared, the infected dogs immediately charged toward me. Sam immediately stepped forward. I quickly grabbed the gun and fired all the bullets. Though all the infected dogs were eliminated, Sam was bitten. At this point, it could mutate at any moment. I took Sam home and injected it with the vaccine, but it was already too late. Now, I had to make a difficult decision.